It's not working, break up. Having these conversations is a much better method than ninja flowering your girlfriend. Don't do it, OP. You're better than that. I find that really weird. Live and let live, bro. Live and let live. This is bizarre. And no, that was not meant to sound like an innuendo. You're through to 1-800-DRAMA, the show where you share your biggest dilemmas and I help you navigate them. I'm Shaaba, and with your help,
and sometimes mine,
let's help people figure out if they are the drama, because sometimes you just need an outside perspective and we can all expand our own mindsets along the way. Are you ready to dive deep into the a-holes? Let's go. Hey peaches, it's Shaaba. Thank you for clicking on today's video and welcome back to another episode. And not just any episode, a love-filled Valentine's edition to celebrate this weekend, whether that's self-love for our single Pringles, the precious love that we have with our family and friends, or a romantic kind of love. Because love in all of its forms is very scrummy. Do you know who has a special kind of love at the moment? This is my little prawn bug and he is absolutely in love with his teething wiggly worm. Whilst filming all throughout this week, all he's wanted to do is have us throw his little wiggly worm, haven't you? Yes, you have. He's very, very cute, but also very, very annoying, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Mwah. Okay, can I film now? Thank you. And it's not just Prawn who's helping us celebrate Valentine's today, peaches. Oh no, a huge thank you to Wild for partnering with me on today's video. If you've been here a while, you'll know that I've been using Wild for over a year now. We've worked together quite a few times and you peaches have shared that you really like giving them a go. And I think it's because their mission just resonates a lot with us, which is to try and be considerate where we can. Because Wild are trying to step away from the throwaway culture of everyday items, in this case bathroom and self-care, and replacing those with refillable items that actually work. And Wild do just that with Feel Good style. Feel Good because each Wild refill saves 30 grams of plastic. They plant a tree with every purchase too, and so far to date Wild has saved over 600 tons of single-use plastic from landfill. How cute is that? And style, because just look at their cute new Valentine's heart collection. And part of this range I feel was literally made for this community, and let me show you why. The perfect fit is the Valentine's Heart Collection's refillable scent, Peachy Kisses. Oh, she is a juicy peach and ripe nectarine queen. She smells good enough to eat, but please don't do that. Instead, just lather her all over your glorious armpit. It feels great, she smells great. And that's because Wild uses skin-loving ingredients. There are no parabens, no harsh chemicals, just 100% vegan, cruelty-free formulas that offer 24-hour odor protection. Smell me, I wish you could. I have never embodied a peach more. This Valentine's range has the stick deodorant and also my personal favorite, the roll-on, which I've got in my little bees case. It is ultra light and both of them are invisible, leaving 0 white marks. There's also a gorgeous body wash for less dirty, more flirty, peachy clean vibes. And when I tell you that putting this body wash on makes me feel like I am the peach rings from a pick and mix, I have never felt so sweet and delicious. The range also comes with a peachy lip balm enriched with antioxidants including vitamins A and E. We are talking fresh pits, juicy lips, and soft peachy skin. And there are so many different beautiful scents on Wild. They make the perfect gift for yourself or for another Valentine. So if you are ready to rock and roll, you can click the link downstairs in the description box or scan this cute little QR code and use my code SHAABA2026 for 20% off. But do get a wiggle on because these are available for a limited Valentine. See what I did there? Honestly, no shame. I've already used my own code to order some more of the peachy refills because when I tell you this smells good, it would be blasphemous for me not to, right? For now, let's get on with our Valentine's episode. Let's see if we can help some lovers out this Valentine's. Ooh, drama. Am I the drama for wanting to send my girlfriend flowers on Valentine's Day under her ex-boyfriend's name? I don't think we even need to read the text of this one to know that, yes, this feels like you would be the drama, but benefit the doubt. Let's see. Oh, this is the tiniest post I think I've ever seen in existence. OP simply says, I want to see if she'll tell me the truth or lie to me about receiving the gift. I also suspect that she might still have feelings for him. Would I therefore be the drama for sending my girlfriend flowers on Valentine's Day under her ex-boyfriend's name? Yeah, yes. I honestly forget that there are people in the world who think like this. And honestly, I don't even fully blame OP in these situations. Yes, OP needs to take responsibility for her actions. I'm not saying that the girlfriend is at all here to blame, but it just makes me sad to think that OP at some point in their life experienced the kind of love that was so conditional in this way. That's not a normal thing, to not trust someone and go, ah yes, I'm going to play games with you, dear partner. For Valentine's, I'm going to fictitiously plant these flowers and see if you have the balls to tell me what happened. Like that's not natural. Something has happened in OP's life to make them feel so distrusting that they can't take their partner's word for it. It's either that or I blame TikTok. TikTok because the amount of relationshipy kind of content that is based around these tests is quite ridiculous and is very sad to see. Whatever happened to just talking and being like, hey babe, I want to be vulnerable for a second. I'm concerned that maybe you still have feelings and this is why I'm feeling that way. Can we have that little chat? I mean, not in the way that I just said it, but like having these conversations is a much better method than ninja flowering your girlfriend. And no, that was not meant to sound like an innuendo. I'd be surprised if anybody on here does not think that you are the drama. You are the drama. If you feel the need to go to this level of trickery, you just might as well leave her now. You don't trust her, there's no relationship. Whoa. I do agree with the you are the drama thing, but I also think this might be a prime example of Reddit being like, break up, it's not working, break up. The reality is we don't know the nuance here. Maybe there's reason that OP is feeling a level of distrust that has come from OP's girlfriend, or maybe they just have some personal work that they need to do themselves in terms of self-esteem to make themselves the best partner that they can be. And I say this because if anyone listening to this episode is like, oh no, sometimes I feel like I haven't trusted my partner, does that mean that we should break up? No, I don't think it needs to be as black and white as that. But this commenter is right in that trust is really crucial for a healthy relationship, and wanting to do things like these ninja flowers is not a healthy tactic. You're the drama, that's fucked up. You are the drama. Mind games have no place in healthy relationships. If you feel the need to pull this shit for some kind of validation or confirmation, then you don't deserve a healthy relationship. Oh, I don't know if it's just me like today, but Reddit's feeling particularly mean. Maybe I'm just being particularly sensitive. The word deserve feels a little bit cruel in this situation, but I do agree that if you're going to employ unhealthy tactics, then that is not deserving of being in a healthy relationship. If you have problems with somebody, talk to them. It is that simple. If you're gonna spend money on Valentine's flowers for your girlfriend, put your name on it. You deserve it, not the ex. Do you know what else I find really funny about situations like this? Say you did do this, right? Just humor me for a second. Say I went out and I thought my partner was hung up on an ex and I got flowers in the ex's name. They receive the flowers, I wait around, they don't tell me about the flowers. What am I gonna do then? I'm still then gonna have to say, I noticed you had some flowers recently. Or did you get any recent deliveries recently? And then she's gonna be like, no, because she's already gone to an effort to not tell you. And then she's gonna find out that you actually sent the flowers and it's just gonna combust your relationship anyway. Not to mention that this could go horrifically wrong. What happens if you send these flowers and she then contacts the ex and is like, why did you send me flowers, you fool? We're over. And then he's like, I didn't send you the flowers. And then she comes to you going, I have a stalker who's sending me flowers. Or you've just horribly painted this person as being a liar who she now won't be able to trust, when really you are the person that she shouldn't be able to trust. There's no right to come of this. Don't be a fool. Send your own flowers. You are the drama. A relationship should not involve passing stupid tests like this. I could not agree more. And this is what I'm saying about these stupid TikTok tests. Did you hear about the bird test? Whoa, I just kicked prawn. You want your little wiggly worm again, don't you? Yes, ready? Boop. The whole idea of this stupid bird test is that some creators would encourage their audience to point out something like a bird. They'd literally secretly film, right? But put the camera somewhere and secretly film their partner's reaction to be like, oh look, a pretty bird. And then they'd like stare at their partners and wait to see if they showed an interest. And if they did show an interest, then that would mean that they're a keeper. But God forbid they be having a bad day, they be on their phone, they have ADHD, they misheard what you said, and they don't show an interest in this bird, then you clearly have to break up with him because the internet told you so. Like, I just don't understand what some people are doing on the internet. There must be other stupid tests like this. Oh, the Barbie test, which inspired women to dump their partners if they didn't embrace the film's feminist theme. I mean, to be fair, if the Barbie movie itself organically brought about conversations in which your partner was like, I am not a feminist, I don't think women should have any equal treatment, then maybe that is a good reason to second guess your relationship. The Beckham test, which prompted TikTokers to dance along to Island in the Streams, that is where we are, and record their partner's reaction. And if their partner joined in, great. If not, break up with them. Of course, because if they don't want to do a TikTok dance, then how on earth are they going to be the best father in the world? I'm a creator, and if my partner started doing some TikTok dance, I'd be like, lovely, dear. And look, I'm not saying that the test didn't start from a wholesome place, but I think like many things on the internet, the true meanings, the true intentions behind these things is that somebody somewhere along the line was trying to communicate that sharing an interest is a lovely thing to do. That having someone join in with you and not be afraid to be a little bit silly was a lovely thing to do. And then capitalism and views and ego and popularity and status all took over and turned them into something that's actually now quite toxic. Much like this test here. Don't do it, OP. You're better than that. Oh, drama. Am I the drama for telling my wife that she shouldn't get a tattoo? Oh no, I feel like this is an episode that's gonna make my blood boil. Let's hear out OP, let's see what they have to say. My wife, a 27-year-old woman, wants to get a disco ball tattoo. I'm a 31-year-old man and I think it's pointless. Well, it's a good job it's not on your body then, isn't it? OP says, for background, she does have 8 other tattoos, most of them with significant meanings. For example, the birth month flower of her friend who passed away. And I'm all for tattoos, okay. I find them generally attractive and expressive, of course, because everybody knows that the reason that people get tattoos is for their partners to find them generally attractive. Even though I don't have any, says OP, but in this situation, I think she's being impulsive. She saw a walk-in flash sale for Valentine's Day, and I told her it's her body, so obviously she should ultimately do what she wants. Except you're on a forum asking strangers on the internet if she should actually do what she wants. Interesting. Sorry, I feel like I'm being really shady today. No, it's good. It's good that you come to the internet to pressure test these things and to ask. But what I'm saying is you know the answer. You've got it there. She should do what she wants. Her body, her choice. It really is that simple. But, says OP, I'm trying to be the voice of reason here. She doesn't even like disco. Random. I have so many questions about this post. Firstly, why do you need to like disco as a genre to want to have a disco ball? Disco balls have long been seen as a sparkly, beautiful point of interest. I totally get it's on trend at the moment. I have a disco duck, and my friend Steffi for Christmas got me this melted disco ball that's so cute. It like sits on the edge of the bookcase, and when the sun hits it, the whole room goes like all sparkly. And it's that fairy core aesthetic, right? That is why disco balls are so big at the moment, because people are trying to find magic and light in every day. So it's absolutely absurd to me that someone would just be like, nah, you can only like disco balls if you like disco. That to me is random. Secondly, what is wrong with getting an on-the-whim tattoo? Why do tattoos specifically have to have meaning? I thought long and hard about my first tattoo, and I actually think this is definitely a thing. I'd be curious to know if other people experience the same thing, but I personally feel that I started my tattoo journeys being like, yes, every tattoo has to have meaning. I would actually sit on a tattoo design for a year before I got it done, and there are some pieces, like my thigh piece, which I will put here, which took me years to actually get done, and it holds a very special meaning to me, blah, 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 blah. But there are some tattoos, like this one, that was a little flash piece. I don't think it was a Valentine's flash piece, but it was a cute flash piece from Jade, shout out, an incredible tattoo artist, because I thought it was just so cute. And sure, it has a little bit of meaning, but like I just saw a match and I was like, yep, want it. I do think that the more accustomed and comfortable you get with tattoos, the more you realize that yes, they're still special. It doesn't mean that they don't hold special meaning to you, that you don't cherish them and love them on your body, but that specialness and that sense of value, it doesn't necessarily need to relate to some tragic memory in order for someone to have permission to put it on their body. When I was in New York getting my very first tattoo, it's a little piece of farfalle pasta on the back of my ankle. There was this person sitting across from me who was getting a tattoo done of a pigeon, a really big pigeon, all on their calf, because they happened to see a pigeon in New York and they liked the concept and they just walked in and was like, hey, tattoo a pigeon on me. And I think the point that we shouldn't let go of here is if it's not your body, you don't really have a say. And it does open up an interesting conversation about partners, because I do understand that if you are with somebody, attraction is important. Physical attraction is important. From seemingly transient things like the clothes that somebody wears to slightly more permanent things like piercings to super permanent things like tattoos, I do get it that all of those things play a part in when you're attracted to someone. When you first meet someone, you're like, yes, I want to be with you. Yes, you're hot. Yes, you're amazing. But at the same time, people change, people grow, just like people can have disabilities within a relationship, or change weight in a relationship, or age in a relationship, or get pink hair in a relationship. We should be able to decide to do things to our bodies and with our bodies without the pressure of, oh, I can't do it because my partner doesn't like it. I actually think that's really, really unhealthy. There are multiple tattoos that Jamie has on his body that I don't like. And I'm sure if you ask him, he'd say the same. And why? Why do I need to love a tattoo that he puts on his body? That's his choice. I remember buying this really specific pair of shoes that I really, really liked. And Jamie was just like, oh my God, they're hideous. And I found this top as well on Vinted. It's like this black top. I'm pretty sure I've worn it in videos with like a dinosaur on it. And I think it's so cute. And Jamie's like, I really don't like that. He doesn't go out of his way to like bully me, but you know, when I ask like, what do you think? He's like, not my fave. But it's always followed by a, but you do you, boo, which is how it's supposed to be. So OP, you don't need to like every single aesthetic choice that your partner makes. You don't even have to understand it. Why a disco ball tattoo? Why not a disco ball tattoo? And actually, have you seen the super realistic disco ball tattoos? Sometimes the healing can be quite questionable, but they are stunning. I was gonna say beautiful and then went to say stunning. So stunning. That is absolutely a new word that now exists in the English language, but it is not up to you. Just as I'm sure she might not like how you keep your pubic hair or the length of your sideburns, but guess what? We don't need to insert ourselves into other people's aesthetic decisions. So yeah. You're the drama. I feel like I'm being so rude. I don't know why. I have channeled this extra hot level spice. A couple of people have been pissing off people that I love and it's just making me... You are the drama. Whilst you can have an opinion, calling yourself the voice of reason is dismissive. It's a bit more than dismissive. It is arrogant, holier than thou behavior that has no place in a relationship. It is her body, her choice, and tattoos do not need deep meaning to be valid. Support her instead of acting disappointed. I absolutely love that and I totally agree. And supporting her doesn't mean that you have to love it. It doesn't mean that you have to lie. You don't have to be like, yes, queen, disco ball up. If she specifically asks, you know, well, what do you think? It's totally fine for you to be like, it's not really my thing, but if you love it, then good for you. How boring would life be if we all had the same taste? And especially with things like this, I do think that some people can take it really far. They're like, oh my goodness, if you get a tattoo, if you permanently blemish your body with a tattoo, I don't know if I'll ever find you attractive again. When the reality is, the people who think that way, if they had met this person that they are dating, when that person already had that tattoo on their body, they wouldn't be questioning it. Maybe they'd be like, oh yeah, wish you didn't have that. Not my favorite thing, but it wouldn't be the make or break of a relationship. I just think sometimes people have such a huge sense of entitlement, especially when it comes to traditional relationship structures and feeling like you can have a bigger say of what somebody else is doing just because you're a unit. I find that really weird. You are the drama, not all tattoos need meaning. That's how tattoos usually go, and it's fine. Your first one is a huge decision and you usually pick something pretty meaningful. This is what I was talking about. That's exactly what I did. And then you start adding to the collection, but you still have a reason behind each one. Eventually you realize it's not even that serious and you're just having fun. Some people are like that. Some people really do still have a reason behind each one. Like even this one, I didn't come up with the idea of a match striking. I didn't come up with the idea of it being a little star, but there were like 12 symbols to choose from and I did agonize over that tiny little star. And because I'm somebody who like obsesses over things like meaning, with this one, there's actually 17 little sort of like elements around it because 17 is my favorite number. So I found a way to personalize it, to give it meaning for myself. And I love that for me. And I also understand that some people would listen to that or look at that and be like, you did what now? Why does it matter? And that's cool for them. Live and let live, bro. Live and let live. It's not pointless. The point is fun. Your wife thinks that getting and having tattoos is fun. Oh, unpopular opinion, not the drama. Tattoos are not something to do on impulse. Also, I doubt it would be a very good tattoo if it is on a flash sale. That means the tattooist is hunting for clients. High quality artists don't do flash sales. I honestly couldn't disagree more. All of the artists that I follow on Insta, and I follow a few, I even follow artists that I would never expect to get tattoos from. I just think that their artwork is so pretty. It pleases me to come across it on my feed. And I can't think of a tattoo artist that I've seen that doesn't do flash. I actually think it's really freaking cool. I just want to shout out again, Jade. And I really love her flash pieces in particular because they're so kooky. She has this series of ghosts which are so cute. And she also has these bookworms which are absolutely adorable. There's just so many. And this is what flash is, right? It's the ability to be like, hey, this is what's happening. If you want to put your own spin on it, let me know. I just love the idea that this commenter is like, marketing is a sign of a dodgy business person. If they're trying to tell you that they would like business to stay in business, that's a red flag. Like, this is such a silly take. Someone else has actually responded and said, high quality artists do flash tattoo days. It is a set of pre-drawn designs that you choose what you want and pay a set price for and know exactly what you're getting. A lot of shops do Friday the 13th flash, and in the case of Valentines, it's just a fun thing. Just because they're doing flash doesn't mean that they're low quality. Flash is amazing. What are you talking about? No drama here. Oh, actually, no, I disagree. I was going to say, I like this badge. I always forget that this badge exists, but I don't think it's appropriate in this situation. Specifically because you've come to a forum and you're like, I am trying to be the voice of reason. I think if you were just like, look, I don't particularly like it, is that okay not to like it? Then yeah, of course, you don't have to like everything. That's the whole point. But I'm just getting some questionable eyebrow raising vibes. And it's because you specifically said, I get that it's her body. I'm assuming that you've come onto this forum to try and find people who support your view that yes, a disco ball's a terrible idea. And that to me does make it the drama. This comment says, you've expressed your opinion to your wife, but you didn't give her an ultimatum or tell her that she's not allowed to get it. I get it. Sounds like a stupid tattoo and idea. It isn't your choice though if she wants to get a cheap disco ball tattoo, let her. My wife has a few tattoos that I absolutely hate. You know what's cool about that though? She loves them and it doesn't change who she is or how I view her. That I thought was going to piss me off. I actually think this is incredibly healthy. Yes, maybe it is a little bit brash to call someone else's idea stupid. Would I do that? No, but I totally agree with everything that they're saying. It doesn't matter if I like it. The reality is it's not going to change how I feel about her. It doesn't change how I view her, except for maybe literally, because now you will see her with a disco ball. As far as she knows, says this commenter, I love them. No, we don't need to lie. That's not what we're saying. Just let her get the stupid thing and don't be a dick about it. I have such mixed feelings on this comment. I'm like, I like you. I agree with you. I don't know. Red flag, red flag. Oh, we have an info request. Is your wife by any chance a Swiftie? Is there a Taylor Swift song about a disco ball? I do like Taylor Swift, but I don't know every single song and I cannot think at all of what that could be. If you have any Swifties in chat, do let me know. Alright, let's do one more, shall we? Am I the drama for not wanting to gift my husband something for Valentine's Day that his sister purchased for me to give to him on my behalf that she wants him to have? I'm so confused. Hang on a second. Am I the drama for not wanting to give my husband something for Valentine's Day that his sister got for me to give to him on my behalf, like as if it was me, because she wants him to have that gift? Whoa, I'm intrigued. I don't understand why the sister's so involved in Valentine's in this way. Like, obviously people can have sibling bonds and siblings can just use any opportunity, especially commercialized ones about love, to say, hey, love you, here is a gift. But why then not give it under your name? Let's see if we can help OP out. 3 weeks ago, says OP, my sister-in-law discovered a Valentine's Day gift online that she thought my husband, her brother, would like to receive from me on Valentine's Day. That's funny. Nothing extraordinary special, just another heart-shaped box full of chocolates wrapped in printed golf ball foil with a romantic message stating, crazy in love with you, happy Valentine's Day. Interesting. Cute, says OP, but nothing worth me overpaying for, especially for chocolate that he will not eat. I get it, makes sense. I explained to her that the idea is cute, especially since it involves his passion for golf. However, I'd already bought him a gift for Valentine's Day and I was in the process of purchasing additional items for us to enjoy for the occasion. I left it at that. She didn't agree or disagree, nor did she press me on it further. The subject ended on that note, or so I thought. Dun dun dun! This is weird. At this point, it's so cute. You know, you found something, you're like, oh, maybe so-and-so would like this. Boop. I've done that. Not for Valentine's, but just seen something that I thought someone would like and then sent a photo of it to their partner who I'm friends with and been like, maybe so-and-so would like this. And it is up to them then whether they get that gift or not, but it would be weird for me to press on. Right, sister? Right. A week passes and she sends me a picture of herself holding the exact same gift, insisting that she purchased it because she felt like it was something that she thought was cute and something he should have as it involves his passion for golf, something that I need to give him on V-Day. This is bizarre. I mean, I get it. You just wanted him to have golf chocolates, but then you get it for him. And yeah, it says crazy in love with you, happy Valentine's Day, but like you don't need to do it with that message. You can be like, saw these, thought you might like it. Happy Valentine's, bro. Traditionally, is it weird? Sure, but if you are this intent on getting him a gift, then you give it to him. It's so bizarre that you would buy it to give it to your sister-in-law to give to her partner. Is she expecting money back for this gift? I have many questions. Let's read on. At this point, I'm starting to feel not only weirded out by the situation, but also a bit off-put. I mean, why is she so adamant about ensuring that her brother receives this specific romantic gift from his wife? It's as if she's undermining my gift arrangements for my husband on Valentine's Day, suggesting that my gifts or plans for him are somehow underwhelming. And it feels like she doesn't think that I'm capable of understanding his wants and his passions. I can understand why you would think that. At this point, I too would be like, hang on a second. Has he had a conversation with you about me not getting him enough chocolate? Is that what is happening here? And you know what I would do at this point? I would speak to my husband because communication is a healthy thing to do. OP says, I responded by telling her that if she insists on him having this gift, then she should give it to him on her own behalf of love and gratitude towards him. And that's cute and that's fine. And nobody needs to read anything into the fact that it says, what does it say? Crazy in love with you, because you can just take that off, or you can be like, I crazy love you. You know, cross a little in out, and then it doesn't need to be weird. That it would be meaningless coming from me, says OP, when I didn't choose it or go out of my way to gift that to him. And I totally understand where OP's coming from with this, because I don't know about you, but for me, intention is such a large part of the gift. I would find it a little bit weird if, especially with it saying crazy in love with you, I learnt as the husband that it had come from my sister, but then gone through my wife. That sounded weird. She then responded by saying that it would be weird for her to give him a gift as a sister that indicates romantic feelings for him. Yeah, duh, says OP, as in, why are you even doing this in the first place? If what she's saying is actually I want it to come with a romantic message, then yeah, that is really freaking weird, and why are you doing that in the first place? I decided not to continue the conversation further. I left it on red because I felt that I'd clearly communicated on both occasions that I would not be accepting the gift from her to give to him on her behalf. I agree, I feel like you've done that very well. She said it herself, it's weird. Since then, Nothing else has been said until tonight, when she texted me asking when we can meet so she can give me the goddamn gift. She wants me to have it before Valentine's Day to give to him. Clearly she isn't grasping what I am laying down for her. I'm at a loss regarding what else to do or say. I love my sister-in-law and we have a great relationship, but I know that if I firmly decline her gestures or make her feel underappreciated in any way, that it will lead to serious drama that I would rather avoid. Boundaries are not something that she receives lightly. That to me sounds like a her problem. And if you really do love your sister-in-law, the best thing to do would be to allow her to grow and not give in and accommodate silly and potentially toxic behavior, especially for saying that boundaries are not being respected. That's not a good idea. So would I be the drama if I declined the gift, or should I just accept the gift and do as she wants me to do with it for my sake? I'm so confused as to how you got yourself in this position. I'm not saying that it's your fault. It's just such a bizarre situation. No, you are not the drama, and I don't think you'd be the drama for declining it. I actually think you would be doing what's best for yourself to decline it. But I also think that you should absolutely be getting your husband on board in that conversation so he too can realize just how bizarre this whole thing is. And it depends. If she's like really going to be super dramatic about it, like it would actually become really ugly, then number one, why is everybody walking around eggshells when someone is clearly behaving in a really unhealthy way? But also number two, then just get the gift and give it to the husband, tell him exactly what went down. And if he has any ounce of sense, he would be like, that's really weird. And you'd be like, yep, that's what I thought. And you'd have a little giggle and that would be it. I would take it and just hand it to your husband and say, for some reason, your sister insisted on buying this and was forcing me to give it to you. I don't think that that would make you the drama at all to do that. But I'm also just saying that I don't think that you would be the drama for also being like, no, I have said twice already for the third time, I do not want to give this to my husband. You can give him the chocolate golf balls and you don't need to make it weird by overreading what a box says. And if you do, sis, I think that speaks more about you than it does about boxed chocolates. Oh, that's a bit strange. Yeah, she is little sister. I'm not sure that makes it any better. Sometimes younger siblings might look at their older ones in a parental kind of way. Maybe it's like when you finally find a gift your dad might like. Still weird though. I do agree it's still weird. You could just accept it and then after you give it to your hubby, tell him the story and see what he thinks. Or you could reinforce the boundaries. It sounds healthier, but more complicated. I guess it depends on how much it bothers you and if she does this kind of thing a lot and benefit from the lesson in not overstepping. Yes, to everything this commenter has just said, I totally agree. And that's where my mindset comes from. Sometimes when I'm encouraging people, especially IRL, I sometimes get the vibe that they think that I like confrontation, but that isn't the case. I actually hate confrontation. I don't like having to say these things, which is why I think it's important to say it once, because if you are honest once, you don't have to deal with these constant confrontations if this is a regular thing and she's constantly overstepping boundaries. Say you do it now. What's to stop her from next time sending you a photo of like a little jockstrap and being like, yeah, I think your husband would really like these. And then there's the issue of the money, you know, like who is buying these chocolates? At what point do you go, it's a little bit bizarre and not socially acceptable that you are forcing me to buy a gift for someone that I don't want to give them, that as their marital spouse, I am telling you, they will not like. By laying your own boundaries first time and being like, I'm not going to do that, I personally feel it would prevent so much more confrontation. But I guess only you, OP, know how that would go down and how often this actually happens. If it's out of the blue, maybe it's just worth being like, this is a battle I don't particularly have the energy to fight right now. I will just give it to my husband with this weird ass story and hopefully it won't happen again. Honestly, I don't think there's any world in which you are the drama in this situation. This commenter finishes off by saying, I've got family members that say and do whack stuff, only bothering themselves really. I always think of the penguins from Madagascar. Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. Yeah, this idea of like, be like water. It's something that I'm not very good at, but I definitely see the value in doing it sometimes. What does my mum say? In one ear and out the other. Or, as Jinx Monsoon says, water off a duck's back. Opie's actually responded to this and said she's his older sister. She's generally overly possessive over him in terms of the family dynamic. My husband is the third sibling out of 4, her being the oldest of them all. So maybe this is just like big sister energy. Having said that, I'm a big sister and I would never be like, here is some I love you golf chocolates that I'm insisting you give your partner, little sister. Do it! She gravitates to him the most and swears up and down that he is God's gift to the family and to women in general. Ew, no, this has just taken a really weird turn. I can't tell you how many conversations I've been on with her of her expressing how she really wants to find a man like him and that I should be so lucky to have him as my husband, blah, blah, blah. It's weird and now this is weird. This provides an entirely new light that makes this very bizarre. And I would definitely be telling husband what went down. Well, this is the first time that she's attempted the whole gift thing, and it just so happens to fall on Valentine's Day, and I can't help but be off-put and stepped on, really. I understand. And OP, and anyone else who might find themselves in a position like this, the behaviour of the sister in this situation speaks way more about her than it does you. It doesn't mean he gives a crap at all. It just means that sister doesn't understand that she needs to stay in her lane. What is wrong with you? Just take the darn chocolates and give them to him. Sheesh, what a ridiculous hill to die on. And this is what we call victim blaming. Oh, and we have a little update from OP. I ended up meeting with her. I explained to her that I would give him the gift from her. Not from me, but from her. Fine. So fine. And honestly, this feels like the best way to fulfill her wish and like not make it weird and overly dramatic whilst also staying true to your values and being honest at the same time. Good on you, OP. You get a brownie badge for that. She obviously didn't take that very well and started going on and on about how she didn't want him to think that she was weird with the messaging tied to the gift and that she was disappointed in me for rejecting her request from me. Then why, if you think it's so weird, why insist on the gift in the first place? That's what's so bizarre to me. You can clearly see that there's something a bit unusual about the situation, sis. Like, read the room. I then expressed to her that I had zero intent or interest in playing a role in what she was choosing to gift him. Well done you for sticking to your boundaries. Because seriously, where does it stop? That I had other plans of gift giving that didn't include what she wanted to give, which I had made very clear during her suggestion phase. She chose to ignore my wishes in regards to this and that this was something I was going to stand firm on now. I then explained that I had zero problems with her gifting him if she chose to do so, of course, but that I wasn't going to do it on my behalf to safeguard her image. I'm so happy, OP. I feel a sense of pride, which is really weird, but that you're sticking to your boundaries after this much weirdness from the sister. If I didn't put any thought, interest, effort, or feeling into a gift, I will not be gifting it. Period. She wasn't interested in hearing or resolving anything further and just handed me the gift and walked off. According to my husband, she's very upset with me, which we both knew that she would be. I hope you've also told husband all of the weirdness that led up to this moment. This whole thing is very ridiculous and weird when it didn't have to be, but she made it that way. Exactly. She did that, not you, OP. I 100% agree that this enmeshment Oh, that's such a pretty word. Enmeshment. This enmeshment that she's had with her brother, very one-sided, has potential to get out of control, and if she's going to try and control me and disrespect me in it. I've always known that she has a big emotional tie to her brother. He warned me about it from the very beginning. Okay, see, the other thing is when there are patterns of behaviour like this, I really hope, OP, that you're using that to validate that this isn't a you thing. This is an entirely her problem. He warned me about it from the very beginning, but it has never affected me until this point. Though ridiculous, this was probably one of the best times to set a boundary with her. I absolutely agree. I'm really glad that you chose to say something now, and I'm hoping that because of the fuss that you put up with it, it's not going to happen again. If she's upset, there's nothing I could have done to prevent it. No, not the drama at all. And well done you, seriously, for sticking up for yourself. Let this be a little sign for anyone else who might need it, that we are not to be walked over, that our feelings and thoughts and intentions matter, and we don't have to do anything that we don't want to do. And there we have it, a little Valentine's episode for you. I think there was a new level of unhinged that we hit today. I wish you a wonderful Valentine's, whatever it is that you are up to, whether you are smothering yourself in wild peachy kisses body wash, which I'm not gonna lie, I will definitely be doing on Valentine's Day. Remember, the details are downstairs in the description box if you'd like that discount code. Smells aside, please do let me know what you're up to. I think I'm gonna be playing board games with my partner and a buddy. We're gonna get takeaway, which is what we do every year, and we don't actually do Valentine's gifts, but we do have a special little kiss. If you're feeling particularly lovable, you can give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. A huge thank you to the new subscribers on this channel. I should get really scared of things like statistics, but recently we've had a little boost in subs and I'm so grateful. It's nice to know that people are interested in the series and are wanting to see it, and that it's helping other people in the same way that it's helping me. You know me, chronic overthinker. And if you're listening to this over on a podcast platform, then remember that you can also rate the podcast out of 5 stars. I will see you on the next episode. For now, enjoy your little Valentines. Be kind and have a great day. Bye.